welcome to your tarot reading for July. Let's take a look and see what's on the cards for your July tarot reading. I've got the 9 card block here that describe your situation. I've got lead tarot energies and oracles on both sides of the deck. Left hand side, what has led you to where you are, where you may be now. The right hand side, what you may need to do, be, embody in order to navigate successfully through the situation and where you are heading. So I am feeling eclipse energy with the moon and the sun here, Pisces, and eclipses are of course about powerful, deep and lasting transformation and change. So of course with judgment in the reading, this just feels like you are being like karmically redirected. Hey there Magic One, just before we get into your tarot reading, I wanted to jump in super quick, I promise, just with a few announcements for you. Should you want to arrange a personal reading or healing for yourself, you can do so at any time by either clicking the link to my website down below or visiting wildlotustarot.com. I do have a new little offering which I think is kind of cute. It's actually the most affordable way to get guidance from me, and in that reading I draw you a single tarot card from the beautiful Star Child Tarot and write you a handwritten letter about my interpretation of that card for you, and I post it to your letterbox. You can now show your support by becoming a member of my channel. If you head to my channel page and click the join button, there's a video there where I describe in detail what I'm offering for my 2 different levels of membership. Don't forget, the doors are always open to the initiation. That is my immersive Learn Tarot journey. You can sign up at any time and receive lifetime access to all of the learning materials, videos, online learning modules, practices, and in that course I am teaching my signature process to learn how to read tarot, not just from the head but from the heart, and go beyond the traditional card meanings, and how to put it all together and thread it into a story as well. So that's available at any time. I'll also link that down below for you. You can find me on Instagram if you'd like to stay connected and hear a little bit more about me. You can find the link down below, or you can find me at wild_lotus_tarot. I would love to have you over there with me as well. Till next time, sending you so much love and magic. Let's get on with your reading. Okay Pisces, well let's jump in. Another thing I'm hearing here is that a path that was once in the darkness is being illuminated for you. So there could have been somewhere that you're really wanting to head in your life, or something that you had dreamed about, envisaged. And I think up until now, it's like, well, you couldn't really see how that was going to happen, but it feels like this path is being illuminated for you. So that's a message for some of you, which is interesting because I have the Your Path Oracle card here, and it says, help me trust that there's a plan far beyond what I can see through my fears and illusions. Yeah, the moon, which actually happens to be your card, Pisces, and the major arcana can be fears and illusions, just that. And sometimes that we do become anxious or paranoid, like when life isn't going the way that, that we had hoped. But when we move into this place of trust, and trust that there is a karmic timeline for our lives, that can really give us some peace within. Now, I am a believer that we have a karmic timeline of very key events and soul contracts laid out for our lives, and we sign up for that before we incarnate here. And basically we're born and we forget everything, and then we get given free will. Basically, do what you want, make what decisions you want. It's like, well, they couldn't make it any harder, could they? But part of, the life journey is finding the points on your karmic timeline, and over the course of your lifetime, joining the dots, getting the growth and learning from those experiences. So I feel that what's happening this month is some kind of divine redirection to get you to line up with one of those dots again, okay? And it feels like it's going to require some powerful change, transition, or transformation in order to make that happen. Now, Page of Swords is here, and I think this is you having the aha moment, okay? I feel in this card here there's a sense of awakening to it. I see the sword, being held up like over the third eye here, and it's like I'm beginning to see the truth, right? The sword is about truth and how I can pave the path to victory. And it feels like, this is the very start of this of the winds of change beginning to blow for you. So hold your vision, says the fixed moon card. You know, really keep that laser focus and start taking the action to line up with it. So the moon, Four of Swords, the sun, yeah, I see the sun and the moon eclipse, and it feels like you're about to overcome a really big obstacle that's been in the way of you meeting this sense of destiny, the sense of purpose, okay? Now, with the Judgment energy here, I feel like you've been in a situation that's held you back from it. I always say it's the devil energy inside these small dark spaces, and the devil energy can be our own limitations, our own fears. It can be self-imposed bondage, right? Situations, relationships, jobs, whatever it may be for you that we're choosing that actually keep us stuck and bound, or we sometimes use it as an excuse. Oh, but I'm obligated here, I couldn't possibly do that. Well, the universe thinks otherwise. It thinks that actually you could, you could take a different perspective here and choose something else. Sometimes it's people in our environment that have put us down or have manipulated us in some way. Sometimes it's addictions, But either way, it feels like you've been held smaller, held confined, and now you're sort of waking up and realizing, oh gosh, sorry, I had an appointment to be in another place on the path. I've got to get going. Like, it's like waking up from a slumber and then being, almost in a hurry to like race to that next point, okay, the next point in the race of life. That's what I feel. So the Judgment is a liberation energy. It is the card, the second to last major arcana that comes before the World, right, which is huge cyclic completion. In place of that, we've got the Death card instead. So it feels like, with the Judgment energy, it's a last call. Are you staying where you are, going around for another cycle, getting more of the same, or are you closing the cycle? Now, I will say with Death card here, you're being encouraged to close the cycle, because the Sun says that this is a huge obstacle for you, and it's actually enshrouding the path that you really need to get onto to your truth. But your intuition is starting to call, okay? Maybe in your dreams, maybe your visions, it's starting to come in powerfully for you. There could be, some painful circumstances that you're needing to leave behind, like the Four of Swords. I see the Three of Swords up here, and it could be that you're sort of preparing, well, I'm going to have to let some people go, let a situation go. Not everyone's going to be happy about it. I'm kind of figuring out how to go about it. But really taking a sword to this is the biggest act of self-love that you could really initiate here, Pisces, because it's about you, getting on your path to soul evolution. Now, we wouldn't want to sacrifice that, would we? If you believe in reincarnation, that could have you, needing to learn a lot more lessons down the track, or even in the next lifetime. You may or may not believe in that. So anyway, the Four of Swords at a literal level, it feels like, you're taking some time to contemplate how to move forward, and it feels like you will get that aha moment. You may also learn some truth, right? We've got the Moon, Seven of Swords, Four of Swords here, double moon actually. And this can be where we learn the truth of the situation. Now, it could be that somebody in the environment that you're dealing with actually was benefiting from the situation, or even manipulating it to their own advantage, or holding their own secrets, okay? So you might learn the truth about that. But this could be your own inner truth about where you might be sacrificing or sabotaging, Seven of Swords, your own path, maybe to please the needs of others, maybe to stay in a comfortable and known environment. The universe is saying, you know what, Pisces, it's time to move beyond that. The Seven of Swords can also be, again, people in our environment, betrayals, deceptions that have in some way, really held us back. And sometimes we have traumas and things like that have given us very good reason to stay in those small spaces. But there comes a time where, we need to transcend that and transmute it. And that's what the Death card is. It's about clearing the slate, cutting away the dead wood in order to actually get to that sun energy, okay? So it's like you're moving through the dark night of the soul at the moment. You might have been in that period for some time. the dark night of the soul in our lives or during an awakening process is the time where everything falls apart, okay? Sometimes that happens first, like the Tower, and then we're in the like, it's like the post-apocalyptic world, okay? We're in the, just standing around in the ashes with the fallen tower, and the path forward hasn't emerged yet. So you might be in one of those zones. Really during that time, it's a time to rest, to recover, to work on yourself, to nurture, to really go inwards. And when that time is right, okay, and that time is different for everybody, the sun begins to rise again and, alchemize our lives, right? So death is actually also a huge card of rebirth, as is the sun. It's not all about endings. It's actually a really big card of beginnings, because every beginning requires an ending. That's what I feel anyway. And what you don't know about the situation at the moment, Pisces, is that this is a hidden blessing for you, the moon. Again, your card. And, I've got the lightning card here too, which can be indicative of spiritual awakening, Kundalini awakening, but I'm also feeling this big quickening, okay? It's almost like you've been on pause or in that dark night energy for some time, and it's like this big kind of, I felt that with that racing to the next milestone. I think things are about to move quite quickly. We've got the non-duality card here, and this one says, let your authentic humanity shine forth while also bowing to the inner divine. You can become fluent at doing both. So it's about being, in the human world, but also, honoring your spiritual truth here as well. I think it's also about, making a very clear decision, not being in two minds, but being very clear and single focused here and moving forward from that place. Now, communication is key. New moon in Gemini. Communication is key. And I've got Page of Wands down here. So I feel that you may learn something, and it could be that truth being revealed, or there could be some good news coming in. That is the very thing that you need to get onto your path again. It could be the very thing that you need to, that first stepping stone emerging, that first piece of the path emerging out of your dark night of the soul, because it's going to help you get past the crossroads, okay? And that's what I'm feeling. It's going to open up a new path for you to carve out. I always say Eight of Pentacles is a carving out your new path. In a very literal sense, this could be, a new opportunity, a new offer that you can work towards. It's going to, bring in the change that you need. But I'm feeling more of a spiritual kind of self-transformation message in this reading. What is very important this month, Pisces, is for you to make sure you see the truth, see with all of your senses, okay? Your intuitive sense, your physical sense. Because the Two of Swords, you can see this person has the blindfold on, and this can be a couple of things. It can be where others blind us in decision making, or our emotions do, but sometimes it also means we need to cut out some of those external senses and go inwards, because it's really from the place of inner intuition, heart, right? And moon being that deep subconscious kind of landscape, that we can make our best decisions when mixed with fact and logic. So that's what I'm feeling for you. I feel after a long period of maybe darkness, dark night of the soul, or sort of a sense of being trapped in a situation that wasn't working for you, there is an awakening to the fact that it's time to get back on path. And then almost like a sense of hurrying to the next marker in the relay of life. I was seeing a running race before. I don't often talk about the visuals that I see, but it's like you've got to get to that point where you get the baton, right? And then you get to the next part of the race, right? It feels like you're going to make up for lost time. There's going to be a quickening. And, these are all markers for you to get to the next place in your destination. I think you're awakening to truths. You're being asked to hold your vision, because it feels like you can get back on track to dreams, to a positive new beginning. And there could be, a positive message or good news coming in for you. So if there is something that you know that you need to seek to move through this, then make sure that you are casting the net, because it feels like you could have a successful outcome here that can help you move forward with. A bit of hard work, of course, but this is hard work in the right direction because you will be working towards that bigger purpose. Oh, Pisces, that's what I have for you. Yeah, I hope you enjoyed this. If this is where we part ways, thanks for joining me. If you want to take a deeper dive, first link down below will take you to the extended version of this reading, and that reading will be extrapolating by clarifying each of the core cards to go much deeper into the message. I'll also be pulling more oracle cards in that reading as well. Yeah, if you're called to share, drop me a comment, guys. I read them all. Love to connect with you all over there. What else? Hit subscribe if you don't mind. Only 30% of you that watch my videos are subscribed, and it would help me heaps more if you hit the button. It's the energy exchange between us, lets you know when I post new videos, and really helps keep the readings coming. So Pisces, wishing you much love and magic for July. Do take care. Bye for now.